This is what I've been talking about as a journalist. Also, Obusa question, and the conversation was about $250 million. Bank of Ghana said we see a new headquarters, and Obi was asking him, as the director of finance at the Bank of Ghana, Obi saw Chairman say, you don't have the figure of head. If you don't have even the exact figure, you should at least have an idea of the figure. On said Drew baby na Obi Busa, it was dead silent. On any day, journalists and Kobe move it to another question. And that is what I've been telling my fellow journalists. You stick to it. On say Ojina Hona one him. He was insisting. Answer this question, and the man ran away. And that is what I've been telling them every day. Ask reasonable answers and demand reasonable ask reasonable questions and demand reasonable answers. That is how it works. So at that point, Obi didn't budge. He didn't move. He was there. The man was quiet. You know why he was quiet? He was thinking the guy will move on. But in journalism, until you get what you have to get, it's sounding reasonable. You don't move. And I applaud him for this. I said the man dropped the call. But on a normal day, what they will do is Ankamana and Sa now was saying you don't do that. You stay there and you push the person to give you the facts because you are speaking from fact. A clear example,
fire affordable housing who discount. Let me project ye my contract at $200 million yo. Yes it is. Be wasumi dollars. Nobody since Saglemi Asembaye. Nobody is even asking about a contract anyway. Or ya Brazilian contract and your coffee and your man $200 million. So on Sisia dying. Busobia or Tia Brochle and now Oti Dubai, China baby. I said $200 million. Ya dia mo bian kadaya hinobesi. Don't be asking questions. Contract and I said me buying in a politician ya bo mudi. Nobody has even mentioned the contractor baby or what. Nipa crow 10% no one more year contract ni review. And then phase one of Kraneko also to me a produce about 1,500 flats. A branch and yet 1,500. Yes, some review contract me a discarding big can. It's a glammy project, so it's a clear indication of 10%. And I'm a glammy project. I say no. And like a project, you choose a cup pepe womb, but still not see a complete project now. You can't see a complete project according to minister no reporter. Now no they go to parliament no. This year you sika $56 million. Sikani yenye almost $200 million dado. But you complete this year san pay sika $56 million. Does it make sense?
I didn't know what form jandam na bomb so. I didn't know what form. Yenye basic analysis. 1,500 houses for ordinary Ghanaians and government workers, $1,500. Let's say we spend $200 million. Bank of Ghana is spending $250 million on one building, office complex. Let's put that aside. Now, say, say, we are all quiet. Why are we not asking about the contractor? Ghana niben a contractor. Ghana niben and an amkejetia and the only contractor be a signed contract. Technically, the contract is between the people of Ghana and a contractor, right? But Busa said, why do we have representatives in parliament? OBM Busa will be a contractor. That is why we have the Attorney General. That is why we have officers that is supposed to take care of that. And it's the Attorney General. When somebody comes to steal from Ghana, I am not a lawyer. You are not a lawyer. Lawyer. They cannot write any document to any institution to demand that contractor to show up in Ghana to answer questions or to sue that contractor. A government machinery. They are agencies that have been given the job to do that. After 6 to 7 years, you are sitting on TV blaming the contractor. Ghana for you must be a contractor. Now the question is, can you go after the contractor? Who has been given the mandate to go after the contractor? There's a government in place. There's an Attorney General in place. There are institutions that have the right to take a document, and wherever the contractor is, they can go there and sue the contractor. Why are you not asking the government why they have not done that?
My never say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
And then Bank of Ghana issue so another issue we need to talk about quickly. And Sunday at TSM OB of Asempa FM. My team wrote something on our social media platform, specifically with All Due Respect page, and it was an interviewer, phone interviewer or conductee between Asempa ni show no doing on his show, any Bank of Ghana deputy director, director of finance. Now, what I would like to say is I keep saying every day, me personally, when you see me, I'm a free-minded person. I don't hate any journalist in Ghana. The only thing I need from journalists in Ghana is to ask the right questions and push those who are responsible to give us answers. Inti many will be. But the moment you neglect your core responsibility as the gatekeeper, as the journalist who are nipa bebre any doubt also busan sem na yehu no kure no na so try so be cover up nipa bi hu nipa party bi fo bi hu nipa into un person be busan sem no na me what problem with you. And I came out clearly to applaud OB of Asempa for being very consistent during that interview, pushing the person or his guest to answer a question. He didn't flinch. He basically wanted answers, and he basically stuck to what he wanted. And that is what we call being resolute as a journalist. Until you get the answer you want, which you think and believe from your facts, it is fair and right, you don't move. So when you watch Hard Talk or BBC near the idea, they ask you the question and then demand the answer. Until you give them the answer or the answer that is close enough that makes sense, they don't move on. But our grantee interviewer, he showed maturity and professionalism in that particular segment and how he was able to stay within the professionalism, to be consistent and asking the right questions. Momentie the interview, after that, I will also talk about something.
The Bank of Ghana committing to that project.
I don't have the figure offhand.
The figure for your headquarters?
I don't have a figure off my head, sir. That's what I'm saying.
$250 million. Are you committing $250 million to that project?
I don't have the full complement of the figures.
Mr. Randolph, you are the Director of Finance of the Bank of Ghana. This is a major project that will shake the balance book of every organization. You should have that figure of head. How much are you committing to your head office building? We know it is $250 million. Can you confirm that?
So this is what I've been talking about as a journalist. Also, Obusa question, and the conversation was about $250 million. Bank of Ghana said we could see a new headquarters, and Obi was asking him, as a director of finance at the Bank of Ghana, Obi saw Chairman say you don't have the figure of head. If you don't have even the exact figure, you should at least have an idea of the figure. On said Drew baby na Obi Busa it was dead silent. On any day, journalists will move to another question. And that is what I've been telling my fellow journalists. You stick to it. On say Ojina Hona one nim. He was insisting. Answer this question, and the man ran away. And that is what I've been telling them every day. Ask reasonable answers and demand reasonable ask reasonable questions and demand reasonable answers. That is how it works. So at that point, Obi didn't budge. He didn't move. He was there. The man was quiet. You know why he was quiet? He was thinking the guy will move on. But in journalism, until you get what you have to get, it's sounding reasonable. You don't move. And I applaud him for this. I said the man dropped the call. But on a normal day, what they will do is ankamana and sa na was saying you don't do that. You stay there and you push the person to give you the facts, because you are speaking from fact. You have documents before you. You have the fact. You need to make sure he gives you what you have to give you. And see, I am applauding him for staying there, making sure that ansana nipa no mutie ne pe no monsanka no said the man ran away, and I'm giving him credit for that. Bank of Ghana issue, you know, is so straightforward. Mete say Lawrence Ade eye oseche mensabonsu eye politics with it. Oh, the Bank of Ghana does not have to do what? Report to Parliament. If even the Bank of Ghana, the governor of the Bank of Ghana, reports to the Attorney General before Bank of Ghana gets any green light or any money, the Attorney General will have to go to Parliament for it to be endorsed, and sana the Bank of Ghana can use Ghana's money for anything. So whether they go through Attorney General or they come directly to Parliament, still Parliament of Ghana need to sanction every document by Bank of Ghana before Bank of Ghana can use our money. It's for a minority leader to foolishly say yes, the Bank of Ghana governor does not need the permission of Parliament to do what they did, then it means it's diabolic. On Ghana, it means these people are bent on destroying this nation, and that is what I keep talking about every day. Let's say the Bank of Ghana does not directly account to Parliament. If they account to the Attorney General can never sign off any money to Bank of Ghana. The Attorney General will have to come to Parliament for Parliament to sanction and sign a Bank of Ghana. Indirectly, you know, whether in or out, you know, the Bank of Ghana will need the final signature of Parliament before they can use our money. So why is Oseche Mensah say, why are we blaming Addison? Why are the minority people saying Addison flouted the law or he flouted the law? Addison basically ignored the process. He ignored the law. Whether it went through Attorney General or not, the question here is, did the Parliament of Ghana, did they sanction Sasika na omuyi na omudiye sankwasi adeno? No. So we boom raso. So clearly, no, we're boom rassle, and that is what we are talking about here. Now, Bank of Ghana, same way, why do you need a PhD holder? And I say you need an intellectual to prove to you, to show you, say, who Nipa was say blaming on. Why not say blaming in this Bank of Ghana issue? Makacham say MPP, and the Kanwa, Omatna Bemu 2,415 days. Me say, tie. NPP are buying ebedi Ghana so be seen they could afford by a president by be a vice Alan Kojo Chiramantin Kennedy Japan Motina Parliament and the taxes go yes no Omatna are buying 2,415 days. I got 480 days per no more 8 years. So who in their right senses will blame the opposition if even today and there's Segleme Asama Yeka, the question here is, who is supposed to be held accountable? The government of the day, the current government, because the government has all the powers to prosecute anybody who, at the end of the day, Albino Tesno has the right to prosecute. So, over to say, yes, we should blame the past government. If the past government actually messed up the money or misused the money, what has the government been doing? This current government, our power for 2,415 days, they could not take action. So today, the president says, yes, they cannot continue because Amuntumi invested. Then you get a journalist sitting on TV saying, yes, we should blame the opposition. So that journalist with Jimmy. And the same applies to Bank of Ghana issue, no? The Bank of Ghana issue, no? It has got to do with the government of the day. If even time and NDC what power no, they did something wronger. We have the Attorney General who was appointed by this president. There is the Special Prosecutor who was appointed by this president. We have the CID office. We have the IOCO. We have the FIC. We have all these institutions that can hold people accountable. So why are we going back to blame those people who left power? That is why they are lost. That is why we have these offices. That is why we give them the mandate to make sure say obi the Ghana sika, we need to make sure nipa no ya twena so. So then and the journalists to meet na TV so blame past government. Abra, the government that has been in power for 2,415 days, you know, they see nothing wrong with that government for not being able to continue the project. it shows to say sa nipa na ote mic echi no oye jimifo a tribe onye ready so back in kan obesua de onye ready to open the horizon to speak on the fact, and that is what pisses me off. And it's a clear example uhu nkwasi asem say ya
na Ghana nko de tam o man ni sika de mo obi fire affordable housing we disika no hwe saglemi project yi ye ma contractor $200 million yo yes cedis be wasumye dollars. Nobody since saglemi asem ba ye, nobody is even asking about a contractor no way. Or ya Brazilian contractor ne kofa ne ma $200 million. So osisi adan. Busa obia otia brochre ana oti Dubai, China baby ase $200 million ya dia mo obi ankadan ya hin obesi. Don't even asking questions. Contractor na say me buy any politicians ya bo omudi. Nobody has even mentioned the contractor baby or nipa crow 10% no ho no year contract ni review. Dan no phase 1 no kwane ko so to me produce about 1,500 flats. Abranche na nye 1,500. Yes, some review contract me a discarding big can. It's a glammy project, so it's a clear indication of 10%. And I'm a glammy project, I say no. Like a project, you choose a cup pepe womb, but still not a cassia complete project now, You can't see a complete project according to minister no reporter. Now no they go to parliament no. This year sika $56 million. Sikani yenye almost $200 million dado. But see a complete this year san compare sika $56 million. Does it make sense?
Adwene no form jandam na bom so. Adwene no form yenye basic analysis. 1,500 houses for ordinary Ghanaians and government workers, $1,500. Let's say we spend 200 million. Bank of Ghana is spending 250 million on one building, office complex. Let's put that aside. Now, say akete ya ninum sampre or two way say we are all quiet. Why are we not asking about the contractor? Ghana ni ben a contractor. Ghana ni ben and a namkejetia and the only contractor be assigned contract. Technically, the contract is between the people of Ghana and a contractor, right? But Busa say, why do we have representatives in parliament? Obiem Busa will be a contractor. That is why we have the Attorney General. That is why we have officers that is supposed to take care of that. And it's the Attorney General. When somebody comes to steal from Ghana, I am not a lawyer. You are not a lawyer. Lawyer. They cannot write any document to any institution to demand that contractor to show up in Ghana to answer questions or to sue that contractor. A government machinery. They are agencies that have been given the job to do that. After 6 to 7 years, you are sitting on TV blaming the contractor. Ghana for you must be a contractor. No, the question is, can you go after the contractor? Who has been given the mandate to go after the contractor? There's a government in place. There's an Attorney General in place. There are institutions that have the right to take a document, and wherever the contractor is, they can go there and sue the contractor. Why are you not asking the government why they have not done that? Now you are blaming, say, yeah, Jimmy, and suddenly, yeah, contractor, no, because in your head, no, contractor, no, only NDC, no, Juma, into technically, no, yanko blame NDC, unimnyansa. Why do you know form? Me some way, yes, and I'm announcers, and I'm making radios. Where on earth? A government, say, or we the individuals, we know when Ghana signs a contract with a private entity, it is Ghana, but the people who lead are the Attorney General. And say a sign contract as a government, the Attorney General's advice is very important. So irrespective of the day or year, no, the Attorney General has the right to question whoever was involved in the signing of the contract. So, the person you should be holding his balls is your own friend, Godfrey Damina. You are supposed to be targeting the Attorney General and asking the Attorney General, you have the document. Me, I need document, I don't have the contract. More document, you don't have it. Who in Ghana has the right to go look for the contractor? Who? And who in Ghana has the right to answer question people? Who? And you are foolishly sitting on TV and making it look like say Ghana for Catch our attorney general no MPP attorney general na mo ye party conference ma omo no enkwasi afora mo se mo begu yeso no say attorney general, what is your job? The job of the attorney general is not to go after question. The job of the attorney general is to look for people like that. And it's in a kasa kraman. You people are daft. My journal of form. Mama one Facebook. Mo headline you don't know what you are talking about. At this juncture, you are trying to say me a call. Ghana nina or take obrafoso. And as or tibantmana or turn in moleno. Only mom name was a contractor away. Are you insane? We okay? Into a dima temuno. Mo Jimmy Jandam na for fromo. Jandam no for fromo. As a journalist, I also need answer what school kakra wa dwuma bi no. Men and make us we make say I want to ask a simple question. Yes, it's a gleme. Abana beka just say a chrono a cabin. It's simple as that. Time na abana was no abana be this 7 years. Now who has the responsibility to make sure say sa segleme no contractor na ndi esika abana mu twemu no omuso ndi esika. So you the attorney general tell us something. That's the question you ask, because no matter what obi ani Ghana obetuma sora kwa contractor no, the contract is with the attorney general. He has every right to take action. You don't sit there and say Ghana for ye nyina refi ye dey na refi dey na Ghana for ye ni Ghana for ye refi say wona wa adwene wo fom jandam na mobwaza jandam ena mudi fie kurase ada betena kumase e dia bankran jandam na mogina so a o send them mobre. Why should we? Why then I will say at this point? Why are we looking for? Why are we talking about contractor? Why are we even discussing contractor? Your attorney general is there. Lawyer Penini Odi Ghana by any no say and the contractor no or to UK and now or to wherever. No case on Ghana on TS Ghana. When I go this Ghana oh free. Think you people are not smart. Obide $200 million. And you see 1,500 homes fitted. Solid homes are ye mani panko tinim nkwasi afoma nkasa ema ade ni nyina pro sa moamu ko fa mo buy MPP for the 250 million ekosi dan baako in this crucial moment mo de mo Jimmy to mo person beka ho asem. You are trying to equalize what here? Mo equalize the you are basically not smart. What are you equalizing here? You are equalizing a seglement to Bank of Ghana. We are sick in your head. What kind of analysis is that? What kind of analysis is that? You di matema na mo tenetene mo hu. Mo Jimmy ni beta ni ndi matema na mo tenetene mo. Where any information are we inform Ghana for? You are trying to equalize here. There's no equalization here. These are straightforward issues. You need to be posing questions. Pose questions to the Attorney General. You are the Attorney General. There was a contractor we worked with. He has an address. As you are saying, the contractor still exists. He's not dead. So what is the Attorney General doing? There are government officials who are involved in signing that contract. Oh, say, Obiaji 10%. Did you mention the name criminal lady? Obiaji 10%. Do you have your facts? Who took the 10%? Motiti radio suna muye ye journalism. Jandam fonton from journalism. Where the ewuni pa yankan kwano mwa. Ya betini mwana mbuofu Kevin idi atam. Emesre mo ye jina mo so ye ma mu space ba kokora. Ya ka kire mo. Monka no kura no ne enja mo. Na se entro na ye di twa mo furuma no ya ntwema mo. Mo be fe na ma ya ma mu adi. Jandam ya tena so ye guno. Jandam analysis ahana obabe equalization, indirect equalization. Otete Mike nim said ye o hwe waachem. You people should stop this. Ghana for mame bibia migidwam 2 minutes mamo. Seglemena jo mahama besi ye no. Na anka so mu si 5,000 homes. 5,000. John Mahama answer no free office no must spend 200 million on 1,500 homes. Sasa glebe gasa etia santime man kan kwasem se na kan beka. Me busa question. Segleme wey anke tia santime mu ena ankotufu ade hye de abontene a anka metena radio so aka say ena eyentumi nye. Sanke be yam asantefo akodem. Ade na bebie kosie ne yempese e beka say Ghana fo ade nti ye make sure say aye wie. Segleme anke asantime mu ye si na anka eye asenso boacha de tikiti say ring. Ne concert ring ni tisable fruit and kobeka sa asantefo ye kobeka tani nyina so e de asantefo adem But then no, yeah, equalization. I didn't try. NDC for the C Joma Mahama kind of. It is because it was built by John Mahama, Ekufuor and his clowns of journalists. No, they don't want to even give it any credit. Interdani Swa Pro. You are justifying why Bank of Ghana needs 250 million to go build one edifice. Are you insane? You are insane. I'm asking and answering. Beguja ndam no aban we yam kwasiafo aban omunim nyansa full stop. All right, the next one and the ensem wo ho. All right, Mondays na basa na anas ni ho gigim. Okay, I think I'm going to skip this for tomorrow. Mr. S, I'll skip this for tomorrow. I'll skip Metro TV for tomorrow. Mr. S, yes, I'm looking at the time and it's very, very tight. Because we need to enter social media segment and do the editorial. I am going to skip Metro for tomorrow. Mr. S, let's move it to tomorrow. So I'm skipping that one. Mr. S, should I skip drinking? I'll skip drinking today. John Dramani Mahama and the NDC did something in 2013. Ghana for one person become journalist or more Ghana. Where we talk about leadership, where we talk about Nipa or Juni Ghana, you cannot take out Kwame Nkrumah, you cannot take out John Mahama, Atta Mills, JJ Rawlings. You can't. A fact. Because under them, no, how much say Juni Ghana. Now, last week, me chemo about Gehok. And you people all saw Mumwe Juma John Mahama. And break it to everybody Ghana, so no, send your Odane Kwame Nkrumah said and Sanwe Juma into something extraordinary. Gehok was built by Kwame Nkrumah, extraordinary vision. John Mahama came and added more to it. Into which John Mahama's administration, NDC4, it to be changing Gehok into a multi-million-dollar company, a multi-million-dollar edificer, and the business is flowing. Now let's look at another project John Dramani Mahama and the NDC. Nyoma NDC ayo okrum ha. Ya papa kofo onim kuraba na oteso ontumi nyamu ba akokra. This is Gridco. What did John Mahama do? Did the NDC add anything to Gridco? Gridco facelift no bringing new equipment, changing Gridco and the sustaining power no. And John Dramani Mahama 2013. This is 1 year right after John Mahama became president. This is what he did to Gridco. Then sao the car Gridco no. This is it. Let's watch John Mahama, Gridco, a year.
The Ghana Grid Company, Gridco, has over the last 10 years made important strides in evacuating power and in improving grid stability. Gridco's mandate is to dispatch and transmit electricity from the generating companies to bulk customers such as Electricity Company of Ghana. With over 5,100 kilometers of transmission lines covering the whole country and about 58 operational substations, Gridco is on course to implement necessary investments to reliably transmit electric energy.
The power sector is made up of three components: generation, where power is generated; then transmission, where the power that is generated is being transmitted across the transmission lines in the country to major substations, where it is now delivered to what we call the distribution side of the chain, and it is delivered to the final consumer. So Gridco is in the middle of the two, generation and then distribution, and the way you would normally evacuate power from the various generating stations.
We also have the responsibility to ensure that there is a balance between the supply and demand. So we study how much demand or how much consumption is on the grid that is to be served, and we compare with how much generation that is also available to serve that load, and we do what we call the dispatching, balancing these two to ensure that at all times consumers have power.
Gridco's challenge over the years has been that most of its infrastructure has seen inadequate investment. The existing infrastructure was put in place over 40 years ago. To address this, GRIDCO has in recent years begun investing in its transmission infrastructure.
The original transmission networks were constructed way back 1965. Over the years, there have been growth in power demand in Ghana, and that required that we upgraded our transmission networks. So various new substations have been constructed, various new transmission lines have been constructed. Some old transmission lines have been upgraded in order that we are able to evacuate power and transmit to any part of the country.
Currently, we have one.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind.
Power from these emergency power plants.
GRIDCO has done a lot of things. You know, one of the things that we do is to undertake system studies to determine what we have to do when any generator is coming on the system. And we have done that for a number of prospective generators, including some of the ones we call in emergency generators. Specifically, 2 emergency plants have actually been connected onto the grid, and I'm talking about the car power plant that was connected in December 2015 onto the grid, and also here from Tema, if I should say, and then also the Ameri plant that was also connected to the grid in January 2016. In all those emergency situations,
What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
In the Ameri plant and then the car power plant. Presently, we are able to meet the demand in the country. Gridco has a standard where we require that we need about 18% more than we can meet. We are working towards that. So for now, demand and supply are equally matched, and then there's no load shedding at all in the country.
Gridco continues to respond to the many challenges regarding power transmission in order to ensure reliable power delivery. With first-class state-of-the-art control rooms in most of its facilities and a workforce of trained engineers and professionals, Gridco is on course in effectively managing the national grid system.
Because the system is growing, it means more generation, and we are always in tune with the generating plants, upgrading the transmission network, making sure that they're able to evacuate power from their generating plant. Also reinforcing our network, rehabilitating the substation equipment to make them new. So as far as we are concerned, I think we are doing our bit to make the Ghana power system newer, more responsive, and also making sure that the load as it grows, we are able to transmit the power that is generated to the load points so that customers have reliable power supply.
Gridco is positioned to deliver on its mandate of evacuating power wherever it may be to ensure a reliable power system.
The assurance to Ghanaians is that we are going to continue to build and upgrade our transmission network. We are going to ensure that our substations are also very efficient, and we are going to act in a very professional manner such that every time at all we are up to the task and we deliver power where it's supposed to be delivered. Like it's been said, we are the backbone to power delivery in Ghana.
So what he just watched was under John Mahama. One guy said we need to idea on the John Mahama how he retooled Gridco. And Gridco has been retooled to the point for 40 years. You wouldn't have to worry about Gridco going into any serious crisis. And that is what visionary leaders do. And Ejuma John Mahama ye no eson faso na ndi nya de bia ka che Ghana for say dum so Gridco admitted John Mahama beto a century problem. And before John Mahama left office, not John Mahama changed the power situation, our energy situation. No, he had changed it, not just changed it as a normal change. He had added on to the point whereby Gridco had been retooled for another 40 years to be effective. Where any enyansa form boomain since these people came to power, and they can want 2,415 days. Kuraba, Krayehumi. Then people sit in Ghana and tell me MPP ni NDC a pet. Nan Kenya NDC and Kenya the lighting. More businessmen and more Ghana mudu musika eshe MPP asidi nkwasi asem if we say ya kamfonti. The question is mo companies na mo bie na and nkwasi ade na mo de Ghana no anka power ni wa anka mo betu bie. I am koda munda John Mahama se oba America a businessman and a force the government to do what the people want, and the Oba Ghana businessmen and at the end of the day financial kwasiafo emumugu no businessmen at the tribe instead of them to think about their business yet to krom ha abanwe egu pakwesi indium ejuma mo be sam ka chem se kwekutin ofa nipa chen kwa pakwesi indium ana mo mu bi no mo boda mo hu mo be sam chem se Dr. Kobrado for or no pa kwekutin efa nipa chen no mo be sam chem se o mo ye gugu mo banks no o mo fa kwekutin afa ejuma chen mo fa bu jimi ntrafie koto de ne bodwe koto ne bodwe yantie na Kennedy apon kwasi ampanyi kotena TV so ka say Ibrahim Ahwan me kromfo wa anko jail a ono bedum poison wo kwasi amudi na chisa meto amanso me president Sa nyansa woni e ka kire na mubu ofusi edi matam. Mo ndwene, you are not rational. Mo ni mpreko ye pe. Na nka mo dwene te say ye ni a, anka ye ni ha. This is what somebody did as the leader of the country. This is what somebody did in less than 4 years. This is what a Ghanaian leading this country thought of the vision. Today we are living in power. Kwasi atobia besoso eba Ghana no bekeka kwasi asem aden ye di ni patem, because you have been the people, you have retrogressed this nation for about 20 years. Ya no kasa ne kwasi akeka ye wofanie ye papa nie ye ne nana and all kan Ghana current asana kwasi bi kan nana asem na kwasi bi kan maami asem na kwasi bi ka unime nana Jimmy baby out no nana to ye kan ne Ghana problem ye kan kwasi asem a ekoso a o se na unime nana wo ye otwemba we are ochimba. Yeah, Ghana current situation, our economy, our GDP, a corruption, was now in Menana. A boana, and I don't want to just Ghana. And I don't know why. Sebiona, and I know Janani or the fun in him. On and our Tibuas, and no Janani or the fun in him. With Jimmy. This is what we keep saying. And we. And I was here shasson ya to Obama and this Major Mahama ebe finish it. Inti kwasi bia ne hwinimu ho set tema motorway. Ne hwinimu ho said ye sebio injanka ja omo na egum no ebusa se Mahama be ye den a o se abuwe we na Mahama ebe to aso. Mo Jimmy Mama kansam adokure ye ne asantefo infantefo kowfo chebifo ko ye Jimmy ye ma kansam adokure ntimpunti ontimi mai abe yakwem ye ne bonofo ye ne e kan ye mese ye ne mudodo no ye Jimmy ye dwese Ghana no ye de kwa ako ana ye se ye Ghana no e ye busuan panyina de ana se e ye busuan we nton na we bo ye kekere Ghana ye nkekere busuan. Majority of tribes are more Ghana. See ye a young kwasi antokwa mobusuan for kukukuye. See ye ne ohini we kokunye ye wura we mu a Ghana ankasa contribution mon contribute bibia. Mo ye be kosa details nim. Mo ye be kosa details nim. You saw something. Dina ye tweeting Ghana journalists to her, they refuse to speak on it. Let me tell you something. Anas Arum Yao Anas. At a point he got a member of parliament who is John Dramani Mahama held camera and ne ko boko eye ni krom gonja area ho ekoye documentary because na eye intokwesi wo ho. Do you know that? Do you know? John Dramani Mahama held camera with Anas as investigative journalist. John Mahama was a member of parliament. Do you know what people have done to save this nation? And the boy out Jubilee House, a friend, Jefferson Saki, he has seen a journalist murdered by his own party. Or see, he doesn't care. He wants to go and lead MPP in parliament because when we say orphan constituency, about when we say Ghana for Jimmy, or what's not Canada, bra, when you capro, and when you see tem, you jinahe, some kwasia for you reading when we say, you won't call for Ghana, almost some kwasia so. Jefferson Saki, now on UN. And he was reporting about human rights abuses. Today, under his government, he lives in the Jubilee House. Journalists have been murdered by his own government. Jefferson Saki said, "Oh, friend, journalist, we should praise him." Abuwa. We live in a country, you, a journalist who started as a human rights DNDA, standing at UN. My name is Jefferson Saki. The UN is meeting. The African leaders are not doing right. And there, Uti Jubilee House, 8 people have been shot. Kusieba, you are sitting there, you want to enter parliament. If we say you were part of the people in parliament who orchestrated the murder of Ghanaians into open political asylum. It will be said Jefferson Saki. He wants to enter parliament. Why? Because Jefferson Saki sat in front of his colleague Anas Arum Yao Anas, asked him, "How did you do this?" Today he does not feel for any journalist in Ghana. Jefferson Saki laughs about the murdering of journalists in Ghana. He's a journalist like myself. You're a good journalist. He's in Jubilee House. He's defending the people who killed Ahmed Swale. He's defending the people who shot 8 people during election 2020. And this is what pisses me off. He interviewed Anas. Anas catch a guy who said, "Do you know politician or to be in a life or to enemy field echo investigation John Dramani Mahama?"
I could have been killed or anything. One story that comes immediately to mind is the torture chamber of Bangkok prisons, where I dressed as a Catholic priest in Bangkok.
That's risky.
Yeah, and
that's very dangerous.
Because
knowing the law in Bangkok.
Exactly.
In Thailand.
If I was captured, I don't think that even the Ghana mission would have heard anything, because it means that you were playing in the devil's mouth, and I won't do that again. Next time I will rethink it and find a better way of doing it. Also, the Bole rebel raid, where I went into Bole, you know, one chief was abducted. In fact, I did that story with the president. Yes, John Mahama, yeah, I did.
But the president
we did the investigation together, yeah.
How?
Yes,
how's that?
Because he was the MP. When the brouhaha started, it was during Kufuor's administration.
What was his contribution?
We went back to retrace, and he had a camera in his hand to film all those pieces again.
This is new.
Yes,
this is new to the Ghanaian people.
Yeah,
to the world.
You can ask him. I mean, we did that investigation together. Yeah, and I Kufuor's administration, the MP, when the brouhaha did.
But the president
we did the investigation together. Yes, John Mahama, yeah, I did.
But the president
we did the investigation together, yeah.
How?
Yes,
how's that?
Because he was the MP. When the brouhaha started, it was during Kufuor's administration.
What was his contribution?
We went back to retrace, and he had a camera in his hand to film all those pieces again.
This is new.
Yes,
this is new to the Ghanaian people.
Yeah,
to the world.
You can ask him. I mean, we did that investigation together. Yeah, and I think that he still has his video clips because he shot them. And then he came to Parliament and he spoke about that story. I thought was very dangerous, especially when I was given a good chase from Cote d'Ivoire and ended up in Ghana. You know, I wouldn't do that again, because I thought in the bush anything could have happened. It's a lesson we learn. You can't know everything. And one thing about this game is that you must always be prepared to learn. And it's not about big journalists and small journalists. The one who did that story yesterday, if you are doing that same story today, go back to him. It doesn't matter how young the person is. Learn the things.
When John Mahama was on the field, trying to get the facts, it was Simun Tokwano, Nankwasi of Parliament. And John Mahama obey ding. And when I see Northerners who are foolishly following these NPP people, I pity you people. The NPP does not care about what is happening in the North. The NPP, they don't care about the AC or SRIM. If you are not there watching me, you are being used like a pig. The way Aliu Mahama sacrificed his life and he was used at the end of the day, they treat you people like pigs with all due respect. And that is how they are using Northerners in the NPP. Today they are using Aliu Mahama's son as a younger pig to get power. The same way they want to use Bawumia. And if you are a Northerner today and you think that the NPP has something special for you, ask yourself, since the inception of NPP, what can you point to in the North that the NPP brought to you? Since the inception of NPP, since NPP became NPP, what can you point at and say the NPP brought this to us in the North? During Kwame Nkrumah's time, Kwame Nkrumah provided you people with education. F-Cube, J.J. Rawlings, Atamils them came, they started building schools for you Northerners to go to school. John Dramani Mahama started building E-blocks in the North for you people to continue education. Your first university in the North was built by the NDC and Nkrumah. So what has the NPP done for you Northerners that today I see Northerners following NPP like dogs? You need to start thinking. Some of you people have lost your brains. That is why generational poverty is in the North, because majority of some of our brothers in the North have failed to think. And I blame the so-called traditional leaders. You people have allowed this MPP, these ignorant criminals, to use you people to lie to your people. And consistently, that is what the NPP has done. Kufuor came, Yana died. Kufuor is back. See the chaos up there. That is the hallmark of the NPP. Every time they come in, they make the Northerners more depressed. They divide you people more so that they can come with Maggie cubes to buy your votes. That is what they do. Today, as we sit here, has any of the NPP guys ever boldly said, we went to the North to do this for them and it's changing their lives? We were in this country when John Dramani Mahama and the NDC started SADA. They left about 500 tricycles for you people to use in your peasant farming, to use to build your lives. These foolish MPP idiots came and sold everything, but still you are following them. They will see you people as animals, because you need to question them and say, the Sada tricycles, where did they go? Because our brother who is John Mahama, who led this country, thought of us. He brought what we call Sada. He planted trees and he left tricycles for us. Today, the vice president who came in and changed the name of SADA to NDA, today when you ask him about the tricycles, he keeps telling you people he does not care. And still, we see Northerners following these idiots. Why do you vote, my fellow Northerners? Why do you always put everything that you have in the mouth of the NPP? Consistently, your destiny is decided at Menchia. The NPP has been a political party that always decides the destiny of you Northerners at Menchia. And that is what they do, because when we Northerners, they allow us to become more poor. They inflict wounds on us. They make us more poor. They will go back and say, our king Otunfo, go and solve their problem. Why do you think this is happening? It is happening because we have not come to that realization. We need to think as one people. If Northerners will come together and understand that you should not allow somebody from their so-called kingdom to enter your kingdom to settle your cause, you will understand. You people need to get this right. Nobody can come in there and decide for you who should rule and who not to rule. You people should understand. These people have inflicted a lot of problems on you guys. Poverty. Everything on you guys, because the more they make you poor, the more they make you guys divided, the more they reign. If you've realized consistently, the MPP have done everything possible to destabilize the North, and they do it through tribes. Till date, we are still asking J.A. Kufuor, how could people go to the North to kill Yana under your leadership as the commander-in-chief? You have the Regional Security Council, you have the army, you have everything. Some people under J.A. Kufuor's regime were able to go murder a king. Can somebody under the leadership of Kufuor go murder Otunfo? No. So why did it happen? Nobody has given us the answers. Today we are still here and we are looking at these things. And the NPP consistently have used Northerners. Now they know they are weak. Now they know their stronghold, their Ashanti region is not going to give them anything. So they have turned their telescope to the northern region, because they know some of our northern brothers are stupid. They don't think. And I blame the leadership, the so-called royal leaders, the chiefs, the kings. They are the problem in the northern region. You people need to fight for your people, represent your people. When Bawumia comes and leaves, do you people ask him what the NPP has brought to the north? They should point to one thing that the NPP has brought to the northern region. One thing. They will come and tell you free SHS. Have they built even one university in the north? Have they built one senior high school in the north? The NDC have built hospitals, they have built schools, they have built chip compounds, they have built everything that helps people to develop. But we still sit here today, and when these fools from the Ashanti region come, they treat you people like underdogs, and you will love it, you accept it. Every day you want to be seen as underdogs. A political party has come into office for almost 8 good years. It cannot boast of any serious thing that they have done in the northern region. When these fools came to power, the first thing they told you Northerners, they were going to build dams. Where are the dams? Where are your dams? But still, they are using you people for power. See Ali Muhammad's son. They're using him like a pig. Go there and speak to the Northerners. See Anthony Cabo. They use him like a horse. Go and talk to Otikwe Jagba. They always get the Northerners. The MPP are always using Northerners as pigs. Hobsonadwe went to the Ashanti region to tell his fellow Ashantis and his fellow party people that, you know what, Northerners are the rags. They always clean our urine. They don't have to lead. This is the NPP that you Northerners are following. I spit on you. A pig is better than you. Yes. Because you need to ask yourself, you need to ask yourself, why am I following this party? The Voltarians, they have a reason why they vote for the NDC. The reason is that they can boast of a university the NDC built for them. They can tell you the kind of school the NDC has built for them. They can tell you about the roads that has been constructed for them, the airport. That is how people follow political parties. When you go to the Ashanti region, ask them what the MPP has done for them. The Voltarians are voting NDC because they are rational. They are looking at their surroundings. They are looking at the kind of things they've gotten from a political party. That's why they vote for the NDC like they're crazy. Go to the Ashanti region. The Ashanti region are voting for the MPP like crazy, even though they have nothing. So ask yourself, why? Why do you people vote? They vote because they think it's their tribe. They think we are voting because it's a kinship. That's not how it's supposed to be. You need to vote based on issues. You need to vote based on issues. And the Northerners, I'm asking you, what do you look? What are the things you look at before you vote? Are you looking at the Maggie Cube? Are you looking at the salt? Are you looking at people underestimating you, calling you names, denigrating you? Are these the things you look at before you vote? Then you don't deserve to vote in the Volta region, in the Northern region. You people don't deserve to vote. The MPP or mobile power be no ma inflict a ohia atomoso. When Baumia comes to campaign there, when the MPP, when they come there, when Kennedy Japan comes there, when those idiots come there, Mumbusom say, your MPP, what has it done for us? Show them what the NDC has done for you people and ask them, what has your NPP done for us, Northerners? That's the first question every Northerner needs to be asking the MPP. Tell me and show us what you have done for us. They need to show you. They need to show you what they have done for you before you give them a vote. You can't just follow a political party because it's a political party. Let's all not start. Let's start reasoning a little bit. Itomu we are. Omuji tumina. No ma kotena santimemu. No ma betena kamemu. Senta formwa. That's why you hear somebody, an Ashanti regional minister, sits on TV and tell Northerners that you people are slaves. They bath you people before you become humans. And they are still Northerners in the MPP happy. Bugri Nabu and those foolish Northern boys. You people, they see you people as dogs because they are own kind. One of them said, you Northerners, you need to take a shower before you can be part of them. They don't hesitate in insulting you people because it's easy for them. It's a simple thing for them to do because they don't consider you people as humans. And some way been on catchable. They be ambusamo sremu for mumbusa MPP say dear na maya musa petu me free ho. And these are questions you need to be asking the NPP.
Sa akamba ye wo ye sa yi beto platform so no. Akamba me kam wati. Islam for money runs na sha memuase since 1981 to 2001. And tough for no more Ghana and dear Panama Muslim for. And tough for Sikaya free rolling stamp. When it Muslim for an side. And you be a symphony idea could name you. Liman any a Mahama. Omudia could no much a double Mahama to be in the same war. Oh, I come back to the walk with the Muslim war. Who Muslim war, Yankam Ose, where I judge the Kamukan cry. Seven tough for no friend Munyansa. Munyas come up a cast out. One for the triple crew. I must say, come at Tantai. It's in form of bass out in Nasa and Kumukrum. I'll compare or secretary, you say, organize the idea. I school for the Jana, you never been. If you teach it's in form. Apart from the woman for no moves, said than Papa. And for the sister than Papa Beam. Banyu and tough was an Edigana Kunya. Mahama begging fear now. Sika on for more to me and sending Nano. Mahama and first canoe, Uncle I said, or Franco Hotel Dubai. And confirm me, I didn't answer to go. Scared him myself from Western. The whole Ghana, ye Japadi in your necessary this kind of boamo. Mosam Funa would teach them one. As Ante Fante, I do cocoa. And the poor Joko Kono, as an former son, your mom's crashing. Listen, for man, quite a more school free. I am not to buy in. Why I said no, I see so be a typical be. Oh, I come about your deeds and quasasamo. What's the judge will buy and deal with you more? Mobile Mabacanka, Mabaka since 79 to 2001, how many years? 20 something years more. Namu runs it's the phone runs the boys. Come back, but she ben and kutam. Then I'm years more. Namu self from class sama. Moke kaze kufuado. 1 year then mamo. And therefore the answer the move will be done. I come back now who do yabachuso. Agents and fool so. Ada be a kwaka mo me kase fuasem. Na samna aba mo bok maswania e budu so am ho aye ntete mo. Ye won pane asa na mo wu akuru. Nkwa sasam nsam fu amodie no. Mo ga tanta for the so so bi. Ya to aba na sa na tanta for no to. Kwa sasam akwa na mo ti odie no. Aka be ti odi se nkura sasam no. Mo ba sasa asante for ne di akonya so se anaka for ne di akonya so efie aduonu ba ko ese je modi efie aduonu so no ka Ghana nyina ko bia ye ka behwe.
This is the reality. Ubejame, I don't care. Yenyina ya kanfoma ye dintafo atem de bia. Yenyina ya MPP for de bia party ye dintafo atem ye de omji tumi. De bia sa ye. The contribution of the Northerners to our development and as our democracy, you cannot underestimate it. And so a political party like the MPP, de bia we see in tough force on me kwasia for any etikrom ha ekufu da kwesi mizolio mama eye ya santoa ede na ya santoa ye ma Ghana uka kan se wana obi buofu meme akani ede na ya santoa ye ma Ghana ye kwesi mizolio mama ya santoa nkwa ede na ya santoa eye a contribute here to the formation of Ghana. Ya santoa contributed to the formation of a tribe. Mama mayen koho emwaye Konfonochi contributed to the formation of a tribe. So we have people who contributed to the formation of this nation. Kwame Nkrumah, Efremamu, we have people who contributed nationally. But today we have limited patriotism to ethnicity. We have people who contributed to their ethnic groups, and we have people who contributed to the development of this nation, and that is what we are looking at. So you can see yes idea, you better see your mind. It is not important. What is more important is the question I also not in the MPP ni say NDC ni MPP ni a DNA MPP ayama Northerners. That is the question. If you are northern in the Ashanti region, in the eastern region, in the Volta region, in the northern region, these are the simple questions you need to be asking. Sit back. Majority of Ghanaians hear them say Northerners nako school. Uye every tribe are Northerners nako school chain ubia. So you people can reason more than anybody else. So the question here is, why are you people not asking those questions? Why are you people making these people in the MPP take advantage of you every single day? They use Northerners as sheep to get power. Otikwe Jagba, Anthony Kabo, we are talking about Ali Muhammad's son. We are talking about a lot of Northerners these people use like pigs. Today they have dumped them. Why? Because that is what Northerners are good for. And in the eyes of the NPP, we need to use the Northerners for power. So today, let us use Bawumia to get to me. We are near catches and tough one more. Ye gari or one son, no more candy pound. Me I can makanta for before, and I'm not going to kid you. And we learn these things when we are kids. We see it in our daily lives. Every day we see what happens. The language we use, yenya kamfo say eyan kwa ye use and tough for ben ye cry ye can. And it is something we have done. But when you are looking at a nationalistic issue here, now man for no to a tribal issue. So it's about time Northerners started asking questions. Oh yeah, MPP ni now is ceremonial busan who question. I am not the one to ask those questions for you. You need to sit back and ask yourself questions. The question here is, and the yakaso bianco ni kuromu o Ghana, ukurom die na woho. Oto aba edimpunti obeko ukrom. It's a simple thing. You don't need to be in the northern region to vote for development. You can be living in the eastern region, but if you want development to go to the northern region, you vote to make sure say abaine ebebano say our track record or it put to about northern. You vote for that government. Because ende yakaso bianco ni kuroma die na wo ukrom seremni. What na santimema to MPP to MPP ye de dagomba fo ye de esisala fo ye giniwa ha and ye kasa utani abu ko ukrom de na wo ukrom. And that is the question we need to be asking each other. Yesi ende ko ukrom de bia omka kire ye yekase muslim fo nko ukrom ade na wo ho o start to aba wo busa ho sa question no say ende yekase obi anko ukrom ade na wo ukrom uti obi ukrom na wo to aba na wo busa ho say na aban na eba so no odwiri mi ukrom ho. Do they think about where you came from? Omo na bu omo be kuntunu nwan na chi na ekọ, no matter what you going to go back to your hometown. Na busa ho say aban na wo to aba ma na MPP no ade na waye no wo ukrom ama wo. That is how you vote. You vote in a way edim punti obebra wa brabom ene bebia wo free. A political party has come to power, NDC, and every part of Ghana wa ye bibi wo ho. Every part of Ghana could be a NDC aye bibi wo ho. We see hospital and I say we see chip compound and I say we see factory. NDC aye bibi wo every region in this country, every single region. And we are recently aye ba akoma mu nyina mu hu ye. Every single region in this country, NDC footprint to ho. Busa NPP for say, he no metuma bosso ma ye bibi wo ho. Slogan, kwasi akeka. A simple thing, and we are going to go back to those analysis. Every single region, NDC can show you 70% of the project no region be abeko Ghana be 16 regions no. Me see every region, 70% of project or region be aso no NDC na 30% might come from Kwame Nkrumah's time. So the MPP Nyembuso will say every single region they are still in the pipeline telling us we should give them power. Na nkeye Jimmy na kere Japan to Gina Ghana for him say muma me to me. Na me medi mo so. Number 29 or 23 no we to medi omo so. This is what we talk about. We're in your friend of common sense analysis.
Dedi kama amena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.